back in Whitehaven to have a further exploration of our treasure beach, where we found all the amazing pieces of metal. And this time we're going to take some of the iron with us as well, and we've brought some extra tools.
Classifiers and extra tools and things, and so
we can have
we're really excited. It's actually only been a day since we were last here.
Day before yesterday.
And we just couldn't wait to get back because we found so many interesting things. We were just like, we can't miss this opportunity.
Well,
so,
you saw what we found. Amazing.
You'll have seen that video.
Medieval belt mounts and other things.
So. We don't even know what we found yet. Hopefully you have. Anyway, we've got to get to it. Because we're really excited. Let's see what we can find. Bye. See you soon. So this is the exact spot we were the other day, because I don't know if you remember from our last video, I put this here, and where we were has been covered over with a layer of sand. So this kind of went in. It was kind of a little bit shallow, but as you can see, the sea has just redeposited all the sand back on top of it. But if we come down here, we've done a little bit of digging around.
Look at this amazing chain.
Oh wow!
Amazing old chain.
Oh, look at the textures and things on it. See,
that means it's been hand
See that lead thing?
Yeah.
Could that be a token? We're going to try and keep everything, because you never know. When we get home and look at it closer, we might rediscover something. So,
and if you look under here,
we've been digging for what, like a second. If we look under here, can you guys see?
Big chunk of iron.
There's a little nugget there, and there's that thing,
and there's a thing there,
and a little washer there.
Under here looks like a hinge,
and we can see a copper nail, and it looks like a hinge as well. So. Those things were almost just lying on the surface. Yeah, and our little nugs. I love the nuggets. They're my favourite. I'll zoom out a bit zoomed in.
There we go.
See, our first finds for today.
Oh, and there's a tiny thing.
And there's another tiny thing. What even is that? See, we won't know exactly what. There's another little nugget. There's little nuggets all over the place. But we're a pair of little nuggets, so that's all right.
There.
Another little nail. See, they're just coming out of the ground thick and fast. So I'm going to turn you guys off. I'm going to do a bit of digging, and if we find anything other than nails and hinges, we'll let you know. So we found this bit of metal, and let me have a look. You can see on it there is some kind of bit of brass stuck to it. It's kind of got a conglomeration on there, so Mum's going to try and pick it to bits. Oh, there's a nail there. Got it? Still in that.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
I think it's
just a nug.
It's just a nugget.
Another nug. I love nugs though.
It looked like a fish.
It kind of did look like a shape of something. It does look like a fish. Put it in the bag. Oh, on my jump here I've got the tiniest little find. I don't even know if it's focusing. Tiniest little find, and I think, although I have no real idea, that could be a pinhead from it could be a medieval or even Roman pin. Who knows? But it's all going in the bag because we want to make sure we're not missing anything. Mum's over here with the classifier. We're seeing if we can find things that way. Ooh. So, there's all these random little, they look like aluminium paper clips. There's quite a few of these. Oh, what's that?
Don't know. Another strange
another random piece of metal. What's that there?
Aha, another one.
Another random tag. Found quite a lot of these random bits of metal with holes in.
Oh, so this does work then, look.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like a coin.
A little, that's tiny. Oh, look, our first coin of the day. Or is it a button?
No, I think it's a coin.
I think it's a coin. Got another pan here. And you can see all the minuscule finds Mum's got out of there as well. But I just pulled up this bit of spoon. We found one yesterday, or the day before yesterday. Of course, it'll be a few weeks for you guys. But I don't know if you can see what look like hallmarks on there. I mean, they could be silver hallmarks, or it could be just EPNS, but I'll have to take it home to have a better look at that. It'd be cool if it was silver, could make something out of it. A ring or something. That would be awesome. I can just, down here, look, you've some finds have passed through the classifier. You can see a little nug there and a little button maybe? A little stud actually, it's a little stud. And some of the studs we found we think are medieval as well, so we're definitely scrimping every last thing. Nug, nug, nugget. So many of them. Another find pulled up out of the pan. You can see it's this triangular shape and the edges are kind of shaped as well. Wondering if that's a fitting off a belt or furniture. Who knows? But it's going in the bag. Another pan, what have we got? It's quite easy to see the finds because they're green. Most of them are green. Aluminium. There's also a lot of modern things like that.
A lot of lead.
A lot of lead.
It might be bag seals.
Ooh, don't know what that is. Copper, something. Yeah, any round bits of lead we should take, just in case they're bag seals, which would be really, really cool. Well, there does seem to be lots of little nuggets and random bits at the minute. What have we got here?
I don't know. It's a coin.
What kind of coin is it?
Silver.
Silver. Oh my god.
Oh, no, it might be a penny. I'm not sure. Look, it's
Oh,
it looks like a florin.
It does. Oh, give it here. Let me have a look. Oh yes.
It's a silver florin.
I'm not sure if it's silver.
Yeah, florins aren't copper. And that pattern on it isn't a penny.
Oh, now that's a cool find. So that'll be Victoria then. Yeah, look. Vicky. Oh, that's a better preserved one. That's cool. That looks like an early Queen Victoria as well. Cool. Another pan.
And another coin.
And another coin.
Could be a penny.
Could just be a 1p. But it's a coin. Coin's always good. Can see bits of nails. Nails and rivets. There seems to be loads of nails and rivets. But the old handmade copper nails, which is really cool. Oh look. A nug. Oh look. We got a little button.
Oh,
a little metal button. Might have something written on it, but it's hard to tell at this stage. Oh, what's that? Oh, just a bit of random. There's lots of random bits of metal, isn't there, unfortunately? That we'll never quite know what they used to be part of. Oh, so far so good.
It's so exciting because each sieve full, you don't know what's going to be in it.
You never know. Could strike lucky. Well, I think we already have struck lucky, haven't we? So I'm picking up some of these round bits of lead because you never know, they could be bag seals. Actually, I do think that has something stamped on it. It's hard to say though, with all the sand on it, and I don't want to rub things too much. We don't want to wear anything away. Anyway, I'll put that in our net bag.
So I've just found this big stud.
Does it have anything on it?
I don't think so. It's all nice and smooth. It's quite big though, quite heavy. So that's interesting. And if you can see, I'm scraping all the stuff from underneath this big boulder. And Alex is looking for nuggets in the classifier. But it seems that the stuff is gathered under this boulder, and if you look over here, there's sort of this concrete stuff all over the beach. And the things we're finding are between the concrete and the big boulders. And underneath, there's another layer of concrete where the stuff can't fall any deeper, so it's quite good. It's sort of captured the stuff here. And so that's how we're finding it all this metal without a metal detector.
Guys, look! Look, just under here. I've just pulled it up with my scraper. And
wow,
look!
Another minus
it is another minus tag, almost exactly the same. And this is number 28. Almost
relates so well to
to the area, because
story.
Literally just up there used to be a mine.
Oh look.
Oh, and Mum's literally this second just found another coin.
It's a modern
It's
penny.
a modern penny, oh well. But still, but that's so cool. That's the second one we found.
This. It looks
What's that?
like a pipe.
Oh.
But it's a random piece of lead. And
It looks like a pipe.
it's got that.
It's pipe-shaped lead. Yeah, look. That's quite funny. So we're not interested in random lumps of lead at the minute. But that's so cool. I'm so happy with this. Just the history. You know, miners would have actually taken these down the mines with them. Number 23. That's just... I love it. The history. Some finds Mum's got. So we've moved the other side of this rock. We were over there, now here, and Mum's got a coin and a long bit of metal.
It looks like it might be
whatever that is.
a halfpenny or a halfpenny.
Halfpenny or halfpenny. Whichever you want to say. There you go.
So I just found this. Not sure if it's got a cross or just a line on it. Could be a cross. It's the end of something, like a big boss. So that's interesting. Alex is scraping down here and she's finding lots of little nuggets and other bits of things. And I'm just starting here, so I'll come back when I find something.
Okay, so we've wandered a little further up. We were behind those rocks there, and we've come back down to that strange giant iron tub thing, and we've stopped here because of all the iron. I mean, look at all of this. There's just tons of iron. You see all this iron? What? Oh, it's a bit of a fork. I found another bit of a fork or a spoon. That's obviously a fork, but yeah, look at all this iron. Tons of it. So I don't know, but amongst it, I found this coin and a few bits of brass or bronze. So I'm gonna have a scrape around here, I think. Again, just moved a few bits of rocks and iron, and I can see a piece of a key. Oh, it's a whole key, so that'll be our fourth key. A fourth key from this spot, and some little tiny strange piece of brass or bronze or copper or something right there. Oh, and actually down here I see remains of a button or something. I think there's something written on it. I'm not sure.
Oh, a coin.
Oh,
I think it's a modern penny.
A modern penny. We've got about 1,000 modern pennies now, I think. How comes people are losing so many pennies? You think
why can't people lose something bigger than a penny?
You think, yeah, people would be finding all sorts, but we just mainly find pennies. Oh, I thought it was a coin, but it's just a pebble, a stone in a coin shape. There's all sorts of odd bits and bobs here. There really is. I'm putting the iron in a pile over there for now, anyway. Oh, I'm holding these in my right hand, so it's a bit strange. But there, just on this little spot here. So far, we've got a coin and, well, I don't know, other things. Can't quite tell what they are for now, but they're going in the bag. We'll review everything later. Oh, and just as I'm speaking, Mum's got a coin here, but it's probably a modern 2p.
Or it could be a halfpenny.
Or it could be, you never know. Oh, it's one of those hooks. Yeah, you hang pots and pans on in your kitchen and things. Or meat or things. Yeah. Oh, another coin. On how old that one is. We'll check later. Oh, I think it might be a 2p. Yeah, I can see number 2 on there. Oh well. Okay, so we were finding things here. Not bad in that spot, but not as fruitful as it was yesterday. So we're moving to another spot. Oh, the day before yesterday. Keep thinking we were here yesterday, but yeah, we're going to go a little further up, and I checked up here a little bit before, and the actual place we were digging hasn't been undisturbed, so the tide obviously doesn't come up this far. Yeah, here, look, it's our scrapings from last time. Look at all the iron. There's loads on this spot here. Yeah, I definitely think we should sieve this, because I think we missed loads last time. Don't know what that is. A little copper nail. And I'm seeing some little nugs. Just tiny bits. And there's a nug. So far so good. I think that's a nugget as well. Look, all the bits of nails and everything. Right, so I'm gonna start digging. Oh, is that just a random conglomeration?
Yeah,
what kind of coin is it?
I don't know. It looks like a threepenny.
It looks like glass. You see that little coin stuck to there? So it needs to be picked up. I just wanted to show you guys this actually. Can you see that tiny little stud there that's kind of like flower shaped? I've been collecting all these little nuggets, but that little flower shaped stud there is intriguing, because after we got home and the last time we were here, we went and had a look online and did a bit of research, and these little kind of star shaped or flower shaped studs could be medieval, even early medieval, which is crazy. So I think that's the third one of those kind of studs we found. How cool is that? If that's medieval, that's just amazing. Ah, the history is just, oh, all the things down here, all of these little sort of whitish grey blobs are lead. It's a big bit of lead. And look, that just looks, that's like all lead. Look at that.
It's not all lead, look.
There's a load of lead in there. Anyway, I'm gonna have to put these down so I can have a look in there. Mum says she's got a little ball. Strange. Oh, it's gone. It's gone. Yeah, found a few things like this. Random little things, off things. Who knows? Just in another pan, and got a handful of a few interesting things. And I think that brass thing there is a buckle. So that's cool. We've got some lead. Oh, had some lead. And some other really interesting things that I can't wait to take a closer look at. So, I'm going to put these in my bag and then fill up another pan. So I just spotted this little section. You can see how it's all disturbed. Mum and I were here a few days ago, and I just sat down for a second and look what I found. Look at that thing there. It has some kind of patterning on it. Could it be a medieval key? Part of a key? Who knows? Some nuggets as well. So Mum's actually, you can't see her, she's just a tiny dot in the distance. She's gone to the other end of the beach to check out up there to see if there's anything up on that side. But I think I'm going to stay here. So I barely just put the camera down and I got a coin. Another coin and another few bits and bobs. But down here I saw something sticking out. Just there, and they look like prongs, so... Oh, look! That's quite an old spoon, actually. Spoon? Fork, that's quite an old fork. Oh, I'll have to check that out for hallmarks. I can't quite see right now. But I'll put that in my bag. Just saw something there. Oh, I think that's quite a big nug. Quite a large nugget. It's just so much. I have to put these in my bag. Hold on. There we go. And we'll do a bit of scraping together, I think. And I went over this bit a few days ago. Oh, see there? Really old nail. Yeah, I dug this very spot a few days ago, and you can see how much I've missed. Oh, what's this? Maybe the end of a tag or something? Copper tag? There's so much here. Oh, no, nothing. So I got a little bag seal, I think. Little lead bag seal, which is really cool. But down here, as I scraped the ground, just spotted this, which is a little coin or button. Actually, I think it's a button because it's got that little nodule in the middle. Found quite a few buttons actually. More aluminium squiggles. There's loads of aluminium squiggles. Look, there's another one. Know what they are. Okay, we've got a pan here. Mum's just finished panning it, and look at this nugget that she's just found. It's extremely yellow.
It's not particularly heavy though.
No, it's not very heavy. Don't think that's going to be gold. Oh well. That would be cool if we found a big nug of gold. No, it's actually really quite light, but it's definitely metal. This pan's actually full of stuff, isn't it?
It is.
You can see lots of tiny bits of metal, like that little circular thing. Oh, and there's a big nug. I can't believe it, guys, but I was just doing this pan here, and look what dropped out the bottom. I think it's actually I'm pretty certain it's our first piece of gold, and it's a tiny little bit of hollow gold tube, and it's really bright yellow, so it's probably quite a high carat.
You can feel
but look,
it, even though it's small.
It's our first piece of gold that I've ever found.
Well, I think it is me too.
And Mum. So it's the first piece of gold we've ever found. How amazing is that?
With our eyeballs.
And with our eyes. No metal detector needed. Look at it.
Wow.
I wonder what that would have been part of. You can see it's hollow.
We're going to have to go soon because it's actually dark.
Yeah, it is actually getting dark. The sun's pretty much gone down now. But I'm so happy with that. That's the coolest thing. Hello.
Hi.
So it's been a long day, hasn't it?
And it's getting dark again.
Yeah, it's getting dark, so we physically can't look anymore. And we've got to get back to the car because we'll probably get a parking ticket about now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we've had a great day. We've found some amazing artefacts and I cannot wait to get home and clean them up.
Have a look, yeah.
And see what we've got, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's almost dark and we're tired and
we're going home.
We're going home, so we'll see you in a bit.
Bye. Here are all the amazing finds that we have made on our second trip to Whitehaven, and as you can see there is a huge amount. So we'll just give you a scan over of what we have.
Yeah, which is a lot. Look at all the nails and bolts and things. Of course we've got a lot of nugs, haven't we?
Nuggets.
And
spoonage.
And these are all of our miscellaneous. So, where are we going to start?
Well, we can look at the miscellaneous and see if anyone could identify any of these, because we would very much appreciate any help with identification. So,
yeah. So, yeah, really random bits and bobs here that we can't seem to identify. It's very difficult, isn't it? Because there's so much here to sort of take in.
Yeah. You really need to pick each piece up and study it, because we've found out so much about other things that we have managed to identify just by staring at them for long periods of time and just researching and researching.
Yeah, a lot of research. You've especially done a lot of research. So what next?
Right. Now these interesting little bits and pieces. Once again, miscellaneous, but we think stair rod holder.
Hinges and things.
Some sort of catches and things like that.
Brackets and things to hold things together with, maybe, that have been screwed onto things.
I think this might be for the bolt to go through, that's sort of inlaid into a desk or a box or something.
And our spoonage.
That funny wooing sound is actually our window.
It's our window, yeah.
We're used to it and I've just realised it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you might get some strange background noise from the howling wind. Yeah, we've got some, so some of these look like they have hallmarks on, but I think that it's just EPNS.
They're very indistinguishable as well, so you can drive yourself mad trying to read them.
EPNS, which stands for
electroplated nickel silver.
So they're not actually silver, they just look very much like silver.
Yeah.
Got a key.
Key and a fragment of a key.
And this thing,
which we think might be like the one we found in our first video of Whitehaven finds, part of a window latch, the lever of like a sash window.
Yeah, which some of our viewers very helpfully helped us identify. We've got loads of bits of, well, they're washers, like washers and round things
with holes in.
There's a key and bits of key and of course nugs. Yeah, we did the key.
Yeah, but look at this nugget here.
Yeah,
I still don't know what this is. It's gold coloured.
It's the most golden one we have.
I'm wondering if it was polished, it would come out silver.
I mean, you might say it was brass, but
all the other brass is green.
Yeah,
so.
all the other brass is green. But yeah, we're calling it copper alloy for now because we don't exactly know what the copper's been alloyed with. So, and moving on to our nails, and these are bronze and copper mainly, aren't they?
And they're nails, screws, rivets, and bolts and nuts.
And there's loads of those.
And there's the odd iron one in there. There's the small iron nails haven't survived very well.
Then we've got our eye screws, of course, and we mentioned in our last video, we asked what they were, but we knew they were eye screws, but we were just wondering what they were used for, whether they were used on boats or ships.
So apparently they are used on boats, they could be for fishing rods.
Yeah, or
anything
just for
really.
Curtains. And then we've
just
got
like nowadays.
Random hooks, haven't we?
This one we saw in a book, well, not a book. An article about ship's fastenings, and there was an identical one to this. It's got a little hole in the end.
Bottom, yeah.
It looks like a bent nail, but it's actually some sort of specific fastening, but we're not sure.
And then this is like a little latch off a small box, perhaps, isn't it?
Yeah.
A little box catch. Then we've got some more domestic things here.
I think that might be one of those, actually. Look.
Oh yeah, that's like.
I think it's one of those.
One of those. Yeah, there we go. See.
It's unbent.
These we really wondered what these were, didn't we? But scratching my head about what these random little circular bits of brass or bronze or I don't know. We need to polish them up to know what metal they are for sure. But yeah, I had no idea what they were.
We've got a modern
until we saw this.
A modern-ish curtain runner, and they have very similar things on them.
It's the same thickness, isn't it?
Very similar.
Kind of, yeah. Same thickness and got the same kind of hole-sized hole in the middle. So, yeah, could they be off curtains? So, yeah, I think we've discovered.
Well, maybe some
discovered.
Of them
I don't know.
Maybe the old ones were brass, and the later ones were this other metal.
If you think differently, though.
But some of them are different though, because some have got like little marks on them, haven't they? Look at this one.
I don't think that is one of those.
It's got little
it's
dots
got
around it.
Little holes in it around the edge. Isn't that interesting?
And little dimples.
Oh, we have no idea.
Anyway, it's an idea. And this, if we go over here, this is an interesting thing because this, we have discovered, is the fastening of a lady's corset from the 19th century.
That's really cool. I love that idea. And of course we've got your obligatory buttons. We've got buttons and studs and buttons and studs.
Buttons and studs.
And studs. Oh, and bits of buckle. So that I think is a bit of a buckle, and that's a bit of a buckle, and that is a buckle, and that's a bit of a buckle. But yeah, basically buckles and studs.
And over here,
some interesting bits and bobs.
This is, I don't know how.
Oh yeah, Mum identified this, which is crazy.
I discovered what this was. This is one of the things I stared at for a very long time and researched, and I gave up. I actually said to myself, admit it, you're never going to find out what that is. But it looks very specific. It's a thing all into itself. And then I was sitting researching something else actually, and clarinet popped into my head. And I thought clarinet, so I looked up clarinet parts, and they're all very different. The modern clarinet is covered in little levers and note covers, whatever you call them. But then I looked up 18th century clarinet, and they only had one of the holes that were covered at the very top, would have gone that way around. And they pressed the lever and it opened the hole. And this is identical, and you can see the little place where it's sort of seesawed on its whatever, and it was sort of set into the wood.
So yeah,
and so that's what it is.
We have no doubt, do we, that that's what it is?
I'll show you a picture of one.
Because it's just so identical.
So that's very random.
And moving on, we've got a little acorn thing here. It's like acorn shaped.
Medieval times acorn buttons were very popular.
Yeah.
And you can see where it's had a loop on the end there or something.
Could that be a button?
So we think it might be.
Or a pin. It could be at the end of a pin,
couldn't it? End of a pin, or an Elizabethan, sort of late medieval.
This
button.
is this thing here is silver. Probably sterling silver because it's quite black.
It's a shield.
I've polished the edge, and it looks like it's had a loop on the top, and it's some kind of shield shape, so that you can't make out anything that's on there.
Could be a fob off a watch.
A watch fob, yeah.
And of course we've got the watch
winders,
look. And
we found
tiny little things.
This time so many little watch winders. Look at them all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little watch winders, and then this little thing
which looks like the bowl of a spoon.
Looks like the tiniest little spoon bowl,
which the Romans had ear spoons.
Yeah, for scooping out that wax. Lovely.
So that could actually be the end of a Roman ear spoon.
That could be a ring, little ring that's kind of bent
ring.
up.
And these are, they look like plumb bobs, and I looked up, there's a hole in the end where they would have had some sort of loop. Apparently it's a navigational instrument that had a line and a tiny plumb bob on the end, and it was called a quadrant, and they'd have a string, and these would hang so that they'd stay level on the deck of a ship. The reading would stay level. So that's interesting.
Yeah, really interesting.
And here,
yeah,
Alex's gold.
I found this tiny little piece of gold. Like literally the smallest piece of gold we could have possibly found.
We think it's part of an earring.
An earring, because it's a hollow tube. And yeah, a bit of gold earring. And it's sitting on top of this, which we are pretty sure is some kind of weight, isn't it?
Like a coin weight or something.
A coin weight, or yeah, a weight. What more can you say about it?
Yeah.
An old weight. We have got this thing, which Mum found. And
it sort of has a cross on the top.
Yeah, it looks like it has a cross. It looks like a little cushion, and it's got lead inside.
Yeah, it's got sort of copper alloy.
Coating
coated over the top of it,
which is really odd.
And this, it looks like a foot, but if you see, it's got lead inside.
Yeah.
Copper on the outside, and it's a fired bullet from First or Second World War.
Yeah, you can see it's definitely hit something and just completely mushed up.
Bent.
So what else have we got? Oh, a miner's tag.
Oh, yeah.
So I found another miner's tag,
one.
which is there, which is a similar shape, and size to the one we found on our first trip. And this one says 28.
And wasn't the other one 200?
And
28 or something?
Yeah, the other one was 228, and this one's 28. So what are the chances of that?
We need to buy a lottery ticket with 28.
Yeah, yeah, it's one of our lucky numbers. So, and these things here, which Mum actually has a great story attached to, that she's going to read out at the end.
Yes, and these are all parts of matchlock or flintlock pistols.
How cool is that?
So this would have been, I think this is a matchlock rather than flintlock. It would have held a fuse which was lit. And when the trigger was pulled, the fuse went down to a pan where the gunpowder was that set off the gun. And these are the screw tops to the cock of a flintlock. And they would have screwed through a similar thing to this down to hold the flint, to tighten the flint into the flintlock. And the flint would have gone down when you pressed the trigger, caused a spark and lit the pan.
How cool. We had no idea we'd found bits of gun until Mum started doing the research, so that's just amazing. I don't know what these are. What are these things?
I have no idea.
Are they for clothing or holding bags, fastening, holding bags, something like that?
No idea.
That's a bit of silver, and I think it might be off the top of a pocket watch.
Yeah, it could be.
Lead. Did we talk about the lead?
No.
We didn't talk about the lead.
It's a very decorative piece.
Yeah, that's quite a decorative piece. And we've got lots and lots of these. So what are these? What are these? What are these things? There's so many of them.
Anything from loom weights to...
Weights or tokens, or are they some kind of lead washers or something? But if they were used as washers, surely they'd be, like, hammered up. I don't know. Yeah, that's like a decorative piece of lead there, double-sided. Bag seals. There's quite a few bag seals, and there we go.
If they did have marks on there, worn away now.
And, yeah, I found this button, which is cool. Lead buttons. So ladies actually used to have these lead buttons sewn into the bottom of their dresses, so to weigh them down.
Dress weights. Yeah.
Dress weights. So I think that's what that is.
Yeah.
Because of course lead is a very heavy metal.
I wonder if these were something like that as well. Maybe.
But we don't know. But if you have an idea, let us know down below. Where are we moving on to now? I think these are just studs and rivets.
We don't know we're not sure if that's not an old seal, because the bottom has no markings on it, which is strange. If it was some sort of handle, it would have had the traces of a screw hole or something. So it could be a well worn away seal.
I'd love to find a seal.
Of what age, we have no idea.
So I really hope it is a seal, because I'd love to find one. This is just random bits of aluminium that we always seem to find. And I think that's it. I think we've got around everything.
Yep.
So, Mum's going to read out a little story. We've actually been searching the newspaper archives, and she's found...
And why there would be pistols around if there was a shipwreck or other reasons. So I found a few stories from the 18th century in the old newspapers. So,
goodbye. We'll see you next time. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your comments, and
thanks to our patrons.
Thank you so much. And
everyone.
We'll see you after.
And we'll leave you with a story.
Yeah. So bye-bye.
Bye. A letter from Whitehaven, 1748. Yesterday morning early, Short was attacked by 2 smugglers, poorly mounted, near Barry Hill, within 7 miles of this town. But being well mounted, he rode off, and they pursued him and discharged a blunderbuss, which happily missed him. They continued the pursuit for about 4 miles, when Short, meeting with James Holmes, Esquire, and his servant, who were going to Carlisle, he acquainted them with what had happened, whereupon Mr. Holmes, seeing the fellows coming, gave Short one of his pistols and his footman the other. The fellows then thought fit to retreat, and being closely pursued, they quitted their horses and jumped over a ditch into the fields. When Short discharged his pistol at the hindmost and killed him on the spot, the other made his escape. The body was carried to an adjacent farm, and searching his pockets, they found a guinea and receipts for tea and brandy from a person at Teignmouth, the name not mentioned, to the value of £800. Short went that night to the Hare and Hounds in this town, where, meeting with a London trader of his acquaintance, he told him he had £1,000 in money and banknotes about him, and was next morning to set out for Liverpool in order to get a passage over to Holland.